You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell him that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always saying, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
Yeah. Jeremiah said the other night that last night that he could see things starting to slow down for him. Where do you see him just progressing and being able to have nights like this on a consistent basis?
Yeah, I really think it's the decision making, and especially as a point guard, you're going to make multiple decisions throughout a game. That's the number one thing you have to do. So taking care of the ball, understanding time, score, situation, management of the game, but still utilizing your aggression and then making plays off that aggression. So I think he's been really good recently. His playmaking, the two Utah games tonight again, big shots, big plays. So love to see his growth. He's headed in the right direction.
DQ, I think 19 for him tonight. What did you kind of see from him?
Yeah, I thought he battled tonight. The biggest thing I saw tonight is he competed. That was the number one thing. I thought he competed tonight, played with a force, an edge about him. He's got to do that every night, every possession, both ends of the floor, no wasted possessions, and I thought he did that tonight. I saw a fight and a fire about him tonight.
With Derek, it seems like he's showing a lot with his footwork and moves in the post. What has contributed to those growth areas?
Well, he's had this. I wish I could say we developed his footwork and his ball handling. This is how we got him, and we've utilized him, and it's what makes him special. That he can put the ball on the floor against bigs and make plays, and he's very comfortable in the post. He had a couple of good looks down there, made a couple, missed a couple, but very good footwork. So he almost plays like a guard at times out there on the floor. So he's a heck of a player, and we just can't turn over as a team. Especially in those moments, a lot of those are live ball turnovers at the top of the floor, whether it's Queen or anybody else. We can't turn those over. But he's a special kid, and he allows our offense to go in a certain direction. I think the biggest jump for someone, like Queen and other young bigs is on the defensive end. Understanding coverages, personnel, impact at the rim, impact in the paint. Brooke Lopez has been doing this for years. DeAndre Jordan has been doing this for years. Eve Missy is moving in that direction. We need Queen to take that step. For us to be a good defense, having more impact in the paint, rebounding the ball, challenging shots, having a presence, having an edge in that paint area, that's the biggest growth area for us right now. Good. Thanks, everybody.
All right, Coach. I just wanted to let you know we lost tonight by 20, brother. Just to let you know. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all for all things Pelicans.
We lost?
You're now tuned into the Pelican post.
We won the game, man. We was talking about how good everybody doing this shit.
That bitch shit like Bizarro Land, man. And that's why I was telling the family members last night when I was watching the game. I was saying, fam, that's what I was saying on the last broadcast. I was saying what I said about needing to clear out coaches and all this kind of stuff, because in games like this, when we get a stiffer opponent, a tougher opponent, it's not even an elite level team, but just a tougher challenge for us. It's meeting the challenge physically. Of course, beating Utah down and beating them, they missing a lot of their big power guys. But when, we match up with a team that got half their force or a quarter of their force, you see what you get, So that's why I said I wasn't swayed by Borrego. I think he needs to go. I think he is not the type of coach that we need to have here, because he's too flowery. He's not tough enough. He's too flowery, man. He's too flowery, man. It's too much nice bullshit energy. We need a tougher mentality coach, more resume coach here to push this team, man. I mean, seriously. I mean, we had some interesting basketball. The Pelicans got hammered tonight, man. We got hammered tonight, man. The defense was atrocious. We talked about the walk-up. They don't know how to play defense.
Points off of turnovers.
Bro, the turnovers, the defense and transition. Guys not knowing who they're supposed to guard. I mean, we have I forgot how many games we got left, 20-something games remaining, and we still struggling with the same stuff we were struggling with defensively when we started the season. Guys don't know where they need to be when they're supposed to be. They still don't know when they're supposed to switch, when they're supposed to switch. They still not. It's just the communication still not there. And you see these issues. That is what is going to stop you. If we're fortunate enough to be able to get into the play-in and get against tougher teams down the stretch, this is one of the things that's going to hamper you from doing anything positive. We can't have this wishy-washy style of defense, especially in transition, the turnovers. It's just, we can't do this. We can't have this.
The layup lines.
Exactly. All right. So anyway, shout out to you guys. We appreciate y'all for being in the building. Much love to the fam. J. Carl, Pelicans, Nola, big ups to you. Good to see you. Georgia Power says, why did you sit your starters in the fourth quarter? He said you left Bay on the bench. Like, for what? They need to fire this coach. I know, bro. That's what we be talking about on here with the man. I've been saying it, fam. I've been saying it for a while now.
Jemiah Fairs.
That's one of the main things. DC, we've been saying it for a while. One of the major problems and issues with the Pelicans is coaching. I mean, when we have all of our guys, it's the coaching. You can see the defense is just not there. The rotations sometimes stick. It's just the coaching is an issue. It really is, man. But anyway, let's get right to you, bro, and some quick thoughts on that. Shout out to Georgia Power, Jedi Icon, and the rest of them, fam. Y'all hit the like button for us. Go ahead, DC.
Jemiah he had pretty much his best half of his career, right? So I'm like, you should be able to take that and kind of build off of that. Trey got going, and man, they just fell apart. Towards the end of the third, going into that fourth quarter, man, they just completely fell apart. And defensively, we know this team sucks, right? So my thing is, it's beyond me. Willie Green is gone. So I used to equate this to.
Oh, you sure about that?
I mean, maybe he's still in the text messages and doing the they got the teams over there where he call in and giving them help and shit or something, because they know they're not a dominant defensive team. And why don't they never just lean in offensively? Like the fam say, Sadiq is sitting on the bench, right? One of Sadiq, Trey, or DeJounte would be on the floor at all times. Why do we have lineups where all of them are out? Why the fuck is Jordan Poole not suiting up and we don't have Zion and we're in a game where we need firepower? You don't know. Jordan Poole might have could give you 15 points. That could have been the difference in swinging some of these runs. Like,
right.
It's just mind-boggling, some of the choices that they go with at times. I understand, to give them a little slack, some things they're trying to build a foundation, for the young fellas, and they want to show them how to play defense and this and that. That's part of what starting DeAndre Jordan is about, right? But in a game where it isn't working, man, when are we, going to pivot to offense? Going into the Lakers matchup, man, if Zion's coming back, he had his personal trainer was actually, on social media saying they held him out today for a precautionary measure. We not worrying about streaks. We trying to be consistent long term. The mission continues, something like that. So Zion possibly be back against the Lakers, man. And my man Herb looked atrocious today.
Yeah, he went.
He completely. He looked completely like a different version of whatever we saw yesterday, right? So if Herb, I'm telling y'all right now, family, if Herb is in the starting lineup against the Lakers, it's over. The season pretty much already over, but it's just gonna be more of the same. This might be the highlight because they have to pivot to bench Herb, and we should see a lineup with DeJounte Trey, Zion, Sadiq, and whoever you want to play at center. I don't even care. But Herb can't be in the starting lineup. And the lineups and substitutions, man, it's like we still figuring it out. And the season is almost over.
I know the biggest question mark that I was in this game was what the hell? Why isn't Jordan Poole playing? We need some type of offense, man. With Zion out, you're gonna need some of your offensive players to get an opportunity to play. Now we've seen Fears, McGowans, and Poole play in rotations before. He didn't get any minutes tonight, and he wasn't listed on any injury reports. So I don't know how you got a $30 million player on the bench, and he gets no minutes. He's DMP'd. He's not hurt. And it's just, that's what I was saying about these coaches, man. I'm like, man, we got 20-something games. We got 20 games left. I mean, dude, you supposed to have had this shit figured out. This guy still don't know what he's doing, and I'm tired of the experimentation. That's why I was like, man, and Joe Dumas knows the same fucking thing, man. That's why I was saying to y'all, when people were yelling for us to trade half the team away at the trade deadline. And I was telling y'all then, I was like, fam, listen, commonsensically, you don't build a team like this. You're not going to trade this guy and that guy and that guy, and you don't even have, you got an interim coach on the team. No, we're not going to do that. So the last part is we have to find a coach to have a philosophy, to bring order to the team. I mean, that is unacceptable. Even if you love Bryce McGowans like Borrego does, you still have to give Jordan Poole minutes. You got to give him minutes. I mean, the guy gets buckets. Whatever he could have got, gave us offensively, it could have helped. Defensively, that's a whole nother thing. But it didn't matter anyway. The Pelicans were shitty defensively tonight anyway. The walk-up line continues. So it is what it is.
For the life of me, when they aren't, doing diabolical switches, why?
Diabolical, you call them now?
Diabolical, dog.
Is that the same as it was the same as the ones I call them? What I call them, DC?
You call it unintelligent switching.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah. Diabolical is when they used to put Jose on the center. That was just diabolical.
I would just call that stupid as hell, man. That's
right,
what I call that.
Right.
Okay.
But when they do decide not to do that, man, and they actually, got somebody like Bryce sticking with Kawhi, why does it take them for Kawhi to get into the restricted area before help even remotely looks like it's trying to come? It's so crazy to me how much space that they give teams in the paint, bro. It's like we inviting a layup line. It's crazy, man.
What's up with the concept of closeout?
It's crazy.
Like, for instance,
they'll close out at the top of the quarter for like 2 or 3 minutes, Q, and then they just go back to doing that other shit, bro. They actually play defense for a little, and then they just go back to the other.
Brook Lopez shoots the 3 ball. That's one of the perks. That's why he's still playing in the NBA right now. He damn sure can't run the court. He doesn't have any speed. I mean, you just attack his feet. But I've seen guys playing off Brook Lopez, and he's at the top of the 3-point line. And they playing off him like, why are you playing? Why are you giving him space like he's going to drive around you? I mean, come on, guys. I mean, think about it. These guys, it just appears to me they don't study the scouting reports. It's just so crazy, man, how back ass this team is with just the small things that you need to beat teams to understand their tendencies and with how you take these things away so you have the advantage. It's just insane to me, man. We're seeing that, man. But I mean, they got hammered tonight, man. It breaks their 4-game winning streak. Of course, we know Zion will return soon. A pleasure. It was happy seeing Trey Murphy return. He got an opportunity to get back into the game. We'll get into his individuals, but let's get right into it, man. In this one, man. Y'all hit the like button. PPR in the building. Shout out to the fam. All right, Pels 40 of 89 for 45% from the field. They were 12 of 33 from downtown for 36% and was 25 of 30 from the foul line for 83%. The Clippers 48 of 89 for 54%. Shot really well there. They were 17 of 36 from downtown. That's 47%. And they were 24 of 29 from the foul line for 83%. So they had really good numbers against the Pelicans tonight. Pels had 41 rebounds versus 38 by the Clips. The assist game, Pels not on the assist game. We talked about how they do when they get north of 30 assists. Not so much this time around. The Clippers had 29 assists, Pels with 22. Clips had 11 steals, Pels 6. The blocks 4-3 Pels way, and the Pels were 17 turnovers, giving up 36 points. That's the key nasty stat of the night. 17 turnovers by the Pelicans, and they gave up 36 points, while the Clippers turned the ball over 9 times and gave up 9 points. A point of turnover. 36 points off of turnovers the Clippers turned them over into. They out fast broke them 22-13, and the Clippers beat them in the paint 60-50. So we had some nastiness. Of course, we know the largest lead they had was 26. Pels never led in this game, man. So this is really nasty loss by our squad, man, tonight, for real. The individual statistics who led the team coming up off the bench, it was Jeremiah Fears. In 26 minutes, 28 points. He was 10 of 15 from the field. He hit 6 3-pointers. He was perfect from the foul line, 3 of 3. 3 rebounds, 4 assists for Jeremiah Fears. Had a really spectacular offensive game. You can see the lights going on for him. 19 from Derek Queen. So the rookies, solid performances, 29 minutes, 6 of 13 from the field. He was perfect, 7 of 7, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals for Queen. 19 points, 5 boards for him in 29 minutes. Then, of course, 17 points from DeJounte Murray in 22 minutes, 6 of 10 from the field as he returned. He had a 3-pointer, 4 for 4 from the foul line, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal for Mr. Murray in his return. 16 from Trey Murphy in his comeback game in 31 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 15 from the field, 4 of 10 from downtown, 2 rebounds, 3 assists for Trey on his return game. 14 from Sadiq Bey in 29 minutes, 5 of 12 from the field. He had 2 3-pointers, 50% from the foul line, 2 of 4, 6 rebounds, 2 assists for him in the matchup. Herb Jones, you heard DC talk about him. He didn't have a good game. 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting from the field. He was 0 for 3 from downtown, 4 rebounds, and 5 personal fouls. DeAndre Jordan got an opportunity to start again. 11 minutes, 2 points, 2 rebounds, an assist for him. And then back to the bench, you see other guys there. Eves had 20 minutes. He scored 9 points, 8 boards for him in the matchup. You've seen Carlo in there for 14 minutes, 4 points, 5 boards, 3 assists for Carlo, 6 for Bryce McGowan's in 26 heavy-handed minutes, 2 of 5 from the field. He had a couple of foul shots offensively, not quite there. Just took 5 shots, though. Then he had a rebound and a couple of assists for Mr. McGowan's in the matchup. So outside of that, not much else popping for the Pelicans like we talked about. Poole was a DMP on the staff, so you didn't see him happening. And then the plus on the other side, you see Mr. Kawhi Leonard had 23 points against the Pelicans in 29 minutes, 17 from Derrick Jones, 15 from John Collins in his return. Brook Lopez had 16 points, 7 boards, 19 off the bench by Jordan Miller. He was 8 of 11 from the foul line, and he helped them up off the bench doing what he do. And the Clippers, they snapped I think it was a 3-game losing streak by beating the Pelicans, and snapped the Pelicans 4-game winning streak. So is back to the back to the drawing board for the Pelicans, as they have to determine a way to fix what's happening, because on Tuesday, March the 3rd, they travel to the Lakers side of things. They go to Spectrum Sportsnet. To what's the name of their building? I forgot the name of it. But anyway, they go to the Lakers, the Crypto Arena. They travel to Crypto Arena to take on the 35-24 Lakers. And guess what? It's not going to be easy taking on them now Lakers, man. They won tonight, and they're looking to take care of business. They hammered the Golden State Warriors without Steph by 28 points. And you're looking at the Pelicans kind of doing the Birdman hand rub. The Pelicans got to get right. DC, what you got?
Nothing. I'm gonna just talk about one player, or maybe two. And team stats, man. 36 points off of turnovers, bro. What? And then you only get 9. You know, the Pels are a team that usually are able to force some turnovers, man. We get about 8 or 9 steals a game. And you got to turn that into points, man. We missed a lot of bunnies, too, you know, in transition. And the guys were obviously tired, you know, from the back-to-back. But that ain't the excuse, man. This the NBA, and you got to make it happen. And just thought it would be more. Even if they lost this game, I didn't see them getting blowed out, you know, with the way they had been playing. I don't know how this affects them going into the Lakers, but individually, Jeremiah Fears, man, you know, man of the hour. He had about 17, 19 points or something in the first half, scored 12 points in a quarter for the first time. And I thought it was an excellent coming out party for him. I know he did contribute to some of those turnovers. He had 5, as well as DeJounte. But just seeing the young man come out, man, with confidence. I think his first shot was like a 30-foot three-pointer or something, man, and pretty efficient throughout the night. I would have liked to see him actually get more shot attempts with the way this game was going. Should have kind of let him put up some more shots. He had a period where Queen was kind of, I guess, taking over a little bit with the starters out with Borrego's weird-ass lineup. But nonetheless, thought Jeremiah Fears showed up tonight, man. Continues to improve. Career high for him, 28 points. Got to get them assists up, even though he had 4. That ain't bad. Still want to see more. He had 11 rebounds night before, man. Got to get more than 3. You know what I'm saying? 5 and 5. You know, that been awesome. But historic night for him nonetheless. And proud of the young fella, even though we got our ass whooped. It wasn't a fault of his own either. And his defense has been improving too. It's probably the second or third time, man. Jeremiah had a double block game. Didn't he have 2 blocks last game? If I'm not mistaken.
Go back. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm at the look.
Yeah, he's playing defense seriously, man. He's getting better on that end, and he's, you know, this dude is going to be a quality starter for us. And defensively, even though his height isn't crazy, I mean, he ain't small. He's like 6'4". He's continuously building weight. I don't know what he is now, but you can tell he weighs a lot more than he did when we drafted him. Probably 10 or 12 pounds or so. Looks like muscle. And they ain't going to be able to just completely pick on him defensively, but, you know, he's an undersized guard defensively, so I'm expecting him to be a juggernaut. But at every area across the board, man, I see him just improving. There was one time he was driving, and they had like 2 people came to him, and he normally would probably put that shot up, man. He kind of turned and pushed it back out, let Derek Queen set up, and he gave him the ball in the post, man. Just excellent decisions. You can see he's improving. He doesn't feel like he has to force things, and it's turning into performances like this. And also, I want to shout out, I guess it wasn't his best game, but just seeing that what we saw with DeJounte, I think is a real thing. And as he's able to play more minutes, he's going to look a lot better. DeJounte only played 22 minutes tonight. He had 17 points. He was 6 for 10, 1 for 3 from three-point line, and hit four free throws. Gave 5 assists, 5 rebounds, man. Solid performance from DeJounte Murray. You know, definitely not a liability there. And I think the more he's able to play and the more these guys are able to mesh, because we still got to understand he's only probably played, 3 games? You know, we ain't got that type of time to see what the chemistry and all that going to be. But it take a little longer than 3 games to get the chemistry with the guys you're playing with. You see a few errant passes that contributes to those turnovers for him. My bad. I thought he had 5 turnovers. It's only 2. But yeah, DeAndre Jordan, like he still ain't got his timing with him. Saw a nice pass he had to Derek Queen. He's still trying to figure people out, man. And he's 22 minutes giving you 17, 5 and 5. That's awesome. But other than that, Q, we can move on. I don't think nobody else really worth talking about, to be honest.
Yeah, it's more of the same, bro, to be honest with you.
Queen had good numbers, but to me, it just didn't really.
It fell on deaf ears.
It didn't really look good. It was ineffective, and wasn't really changing nothing.
Yeah, it was the effort, man. Especially on the back end of the game, the second half. It's just matching the intensity of the Clippers. Then the IQ aspect of it, knowing what to do in certain aspects, and then the confusion factor. I started seeing a lot from the team. It's just one of those things that just pisses me off, man. It just shows how unprepared we are, man. And this late in the game, bro, we're not supposed to be still dealing with these incessive issues with defense. And this is not a new team. This is the same people we've been having here. We made a trade. We sent Jose out. The guy we brought in, we waived. We just kept the pick. So we have the same team here, so it shouldn't be so many IQ issues in terms of defense, knowing what to do, this, that, and the third. It shouldn't be this much stuff going on this late in the game. But the next opponent's on screen, fam. We couldn't beat the Clippers. How about the Lakers? What do y'all think? This is a team that we currently have lost 8 straight games to. We've lost 4 at our building.
Go ahead and make it 9.
We lost 4 in our building. We lost 7 in their building, and currently, it's a current losing streak of 8 straight games to this LA Lakers team. And man, I just it's going to be interesting to see now. We thinking we'll have Zion Williamson back for this game. Trey Murphy is back. So with that being said, getting those guys back, the Pelicans once again will be 100% healthy, for the remaining 20-odd games we have to go. So it'll be interesting, but the Golden State Warriors got destroyed by the Lakers by 28 points, just like the Clippers took the Pelicans apart by 20. They are the top team in the Pacific. They're 35-24. So we know that they have a ton of players that are not a ton of players, but we have matchup issues with this team in terms of defense. Our defense got to be on par. We know Luka Doncic is there, the guy averaging almost 33 points a game. So, I mean, he drives everything for him in this one. And, of course, before we can get into the individual statistics, you can look at the team stats for yourself, and you could tell what's going on with the team. 14th in points per game, 17th in allowing you to score. Field goal percentage is first in the NBA, shooting field goal percentage. You can see the three-point percentage, 23rd. They make about 12 of them a game. You can see the free throw attempts at number 1 in the NBA, and 17th in turnovers with 15 per game. You can see the rest of the statistics right there. The Pelicans, we kind of fluctuate up and down. Here you can see 115 a game, which is 18, giving up 120 plus is 26. You can say our field goal percentage is 18th in the NBA. Our 3-pointers made is 27th in the NBA. We trying to get them numbers up there. Free throw percentage is middle of the pack. The rebound is middle of the pack. The assist is about 22, ranked in the NBA, 10th on turnovers. You look at the steal games is 9th and 15th in terms of block for our Pelicans. So like I said, we're currently on an 8-game losing streak to this team. Getting Trey back, getting Zion back can help. We'll be should be fully stocked for this team, and this will be the final matchup against the Lakers this season. The Lakers currently lead the regular season matchup against the Pelicans 3-0. This is the last time in the regular season we'll have an opportunity to try to get a win against this team. So, like I said, they've been struggling as of recent. You know, with beating Golden State, they snapped a 3-game losing streak to Boston, Orlando, and Phoenix. So,
all of which are better than us.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just a lot of that ties to coaching. They got a philosophy and a system, and by which how they play behind, and that's one of the main things you got to have if you're gonna do anything in the NBA. Here's the starting lineup right now for the Lakers squad: Luka, Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart is there with LeBron James and DeAndre Ayton. Off the bench, Luke Kennard, Larivia. Roy Hachimura is there, Jared Vanderbilt, and the palm tree Jackson Hayes is the backup. You also have other players there, but this is who you have to deal with the likes of. And of course, like we told you before, the straw that stirs the drink for the LA Lakers is Mr. Luka Doncic, and this guy,
he probably averaged about 40 against us. That's it.
He kills the Pelicans when they play, man. I mean, I don't know what it is with him, but he fricassees the Pelicans, man, when they play him, man. Almost 33 points a game Luka averages, 8 rebounds, almost 9 assists on 47% shooting from the field. He's been shooting the ball pretty well, DC, over the last 10 games. He's shooting about almost 44% from downtown for this team. And he's the top guy right there. We know he does everything for him.
Man, this will be problems for years to come, man. Him and Reeves, and they're going to put a bunch of 3-and-D guys around him, probably get him an upgrade at center, and it's going to be a problem.
Yep, Austin Reeves is averaging 24 a game, shooting 50% from the field. Over the last 9, he's shooting 44% from downtown.
50-40-90 guy you're looking at, right? What is the free throw percentage?
It's free. Over the last 10, DC is almost 90%.
50-40-90. Man, we ain't got a snowball chance to hell with it this game.
A 50-44-90 guy. Over the last 10.
Him and Luka probably going to have 30+, bro.
Bro, that perimeter defense has to be on par, man. We just
it ain't going to be.
And then they're going to
go out there. And they're going to go out there and they're going to start Herb. That ain't going to give us nothing offensively. We ain't got a shot. The only way we can win this game.
Herb got to sit. Bro. No, DC.
We got to have an explosion from Sadiq Bey or Trey Murphy and Zion. A or DeJounte or whoever. We got to have a big-time game from 2 of our guys, man, to kind of just match this. Not even cancel it out, but just to match it and be able to compete. It's either that or you expecting them to play like we did with the Jazz. What, all 10 guys are like double-digit scores? No,
that's not going. I mean, they challenges where, this will be a challenge for the Pelicans. Like, and that's what I'm saying.
Every game is a challenge for the Pelicans.
I'm saying that Herb has to hit the bench, man. Because when if you're getting all your guys back, Herb got to go to the bench.
Right, he's not stopping one of these guys. So
right, Sadiq Bey, you're gonna need somebody in there that's gonna give you something offensive and defensive. And in terms of what we're talking about, when it has to be DeJounte Murray, it has to be Trey Murphy, it has to be Sadiq Bey, Zion, and whoever your center is. I mean, outside of that, Herb has to hit the bench. He got to come up off the bench, and of course, James Borrego might take Jordan Poole's minutes and give it to somebody else. I don't know what he's gonna do, but at the end of the day, they need scorers, man. We can't afford to be sitting $30 million point guards that averaging 14 to 17 points a game. Just for the hell of it. We're gonna need production up off the bench. But what's the keys to victory for the Pelicans to get this one against the Lakers, DC? Because we can't afford to lose any more games, man.
Well, first off, man, this is a tall order, but one of the things I said they need to do against the Clippers that they could not do was, limit the trips to the free throw line, man, and that's difficult as hell. It was hard tonight for them, and it's gonna be even like 3 times harder against the Lakers. I mean, the Pelicans had a guy on the bench that went to the free throw line 11 times. This was a bench player tonight. You give LeBron, Reeves, and Luka, the type of defensive effort we had tonight, and a lot of the little hand grabbing. I know they were calling a lot of ticky-tack fouls though too. They definitely had the home cooking. But if you think the Clippers had home cooking, just wait till you see the Lakers. So they got to get it. They got to get that understood, man. The second thing is we got to show up the paint the best we can. Luka can shoot, Reeves can shoot, but outside of that, the Lakers aren't really a 3-point shooting team other than Luke Kennard. They ain't no guys that just gonna shoot you out the game from the 3-point line. So you need to tighten up in the paint, man, and kind of cut off that pressure from the free throw line. If you can do that, and you can go out, like I said, you get some big time performances and be able to compete offensively, because no matter what you do, the Lakers are going to score points. They have the #1 field goal percentage in the NBA. Like, this is a team that can score. So you're not going to shut them down. They're going to score, but you got to be able to handle your business and keep up with them. We're not the type of defensive team to be able to hold the Lakers to 100 points, 105 points, or something like that. That ain't what we're gonna do. So you gotta adapt and adjust, man. We gotta go out there and we gotta focus offensively to get our game going. And I think that starts with getting Zion going and getting Trey going. And hopefully Sadiq can return to form after a day of rest. I'm sure he probably was wore out from all that carrying he did, carrying all the goddamn Pelicans around.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is going to be a test, man. But like I said, man, we got to take care of business, man. We got to play hard. We got to match the team, bro.
We got to execute, bro. All that play hard, that ain't gonna be enough, man.
Bro, you need all of that,
execute.
man.
You
You gotta play hard. When I'm talking about playing hard, you gotta match the physicality and the energy of the team you playing to have a chance. You gotta match it or oversell it. You gotta match it or go past it. And that's something that they have to be challenged to. If the Pelicans see themselves as a decent team that can compete and get into the play-in and be a playoff, they really feel that they're a playoff worthy team, then they're going to have to step up. They got to beat teams like the Lakers. They got to beat teams like the Clippers. They got to beat teams like Phoenix and all these other clubs that's ahead of them on this schedule. They got to be able to beat these teams. There's no excuse for this. You got everybody. You'll have everybody. There is no more players when Zion returns for this matchup. There is nobody else that is on the injury list. The Pelicans have to solve these issues. They have to get the lineups together. The starting lineup, they got to get the backups going. You have to have a steady rotation coming up off the bench so our guys can have synergy and chemistry as well as the 5 do. There has to be a stronger defensive effort. There have to be a stronger offensive effort. We have to be smarter than what we're doing. I mean, it's a layup line. I don't know what these defensive coaches is teaching these Pelicans, but I keep saying the same thing. They need to stop teaching them to switch and just and just tell them guard the yard. That's it.
Q,
get rid of the switching.
Didn't we coin the phrase "switch or die"? Dog.
Switch or die. Well, Willie
And
Green was here.
they gonna go out on their shield, bro. Like they
Man,
not
listen,
changing that shit.
It's
Man.
that's
They
our
got 20 games left, bro. They not changing that shit.
You got to do something different.
They gonna live and die
bro,
by that, bro.
You got to do something different, man.
It's
you
too
can't.
late.
It's not too late. It's not too late until
games left, bro. They not about to
bro.
stop.
They're not eliminated. As long as they're not eliminated, they still have a chance. That's how, and that's what the coaches have to teach the players. You got to earn this money. These people are the faithful, the support base is paying the Pelicans players a lot of money. They're not sitting down there paying these guys to go out here and play half-ass basketball. That's not what this is. They make good money. We want a full-out, smart, intelligent, physical effort from this squad. I do think that if they lock in and do what they're supposed to do, they'll have an opportunity based on the fact that you have teams that you'll be playing that's going to be employing the tanking strategies. Right.
Well, I'm saying teams that ain't gonna be tanking, that's still gonna ball like teams who got their divisions locked up.
I got you, but you ain't. That's a part of the game where you still have to match these teams. I mean, then a certain level of urgency has to set in with 20 games remaining. It's a certain level of urgency that has to hit the Pelicans because they don't have a lottery spot or a draft spot, that they plan for. So if they want to try to salvage the season and play with some pride and some urgency, they got to lock in. And that's what I was saying about get rid of the switch, because I ain't gonna say the people ain't intelligent, but what I'm saying is it's not right for this team because they've been trying to do that for years and it's not working. Just guard the yard. Just man to man or zone. Let's get rid of the switching. Just get rid of the switching. Just get rid of it because they don't do it well. They too fucking confused on it. And it's almost like trying to teach them advanced calculus. They don't understand what to do. And I'm tired of seeing it. Guys are communicating. You can see guys pointing at each other mad because they didn't pick up what they were supposed to pick up. And it's just really embarrassing. So, I mean, that would be the main recommendation I would have. Just stop that switching. These guys are not getting that stuff. And Borrego has to be smarter on the players that he plays. You got to play Jordan Poole. I don't care how you do it, but you got to play him. Because you need whatever offensive production he's going to give you got to play him. And then there is that thing about playing him during the back end of the season, because going into the offseason, he could maybe be a piece that somebody see that they can take off you if that's the case. So, I mean, he has to be played. Just like they make an effort to play Murray, you got to play Poole. He makes $30 million. You can't DMP him if he's not hurt for some other cheap player. I mean, so in the end, man, they have to really look at it. And I don't want to say that I don't have faith in Borrego. Let me just put it to you like that. I don't have faith in Borrego because I feel that since this guy been here for 3 years. He's been the interim coach since November sometimes. He knows these players. These players are not strangers to him. He's known these players. He was the quote unquote offensive coordinator of this team for the last 3 years. He's the interim head coach now. This team, he shouldn't be this confused on players this far into the season. He shouldn't be this confused on lineups this far in the season. He's supposed to have had figured out at least half of his team by now. How to use them, how to roll them out, when to roll them out, what roles they have, who's the closers, who's not the closers, which defensive person, this sort of thing that coaches have a feel for. He's still too far confused on players that's on this team. And instead of getting all of the assets of having a full healthy team with Trey and DeJounte and Zion, all these guys healthy, I think that's going to actually confuse him on what people to use, because he got so many. It's the same stuff that happened with Willie Green. He's going to struggle with it too, trying to figure out what player to use in rotations. $30 million players, you can't DMP them if they're not hurt. You paying them $30 million for a reason. You're going to need to play those guys. I don't care if you got to push these other cheaper players out. You got to get those guys in there, because it's a reason why they're making that kind of money. They can do stuff for you. So, I mean, like I said, I just don't have faith in this guy in some of these lineups, right? So, I mean, we'll see how it goes, man. But I contend, and I'll continue to contend and tell the family members my opinion about the reason why the team is far restricted and why we're not far along as we're supposed to do, because we have inept coaching. Bad coaching, you will not pull the potential out of these players. They won't respect it. This dude been talking this defensive stuff, him and Willie Green, for some time now. And the team still stinks defensively. They play well here, and then look how they look tonight against this team. And this team wasn't no juggernaut by no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They wasn't an offensive juggernaut. They really wasn't. The Pelicans just stink communicating on defense. They don't know what they doing, man. How you that bad on one end and then it's just amazing. And they tell us in practice, because I hear them, and they saying, hey, man, they really made a focus on this. How you focalizing on something like this and it still looks like this on the back end?
Because they focused on it in practice, Q, not the game.
No. I thought you focalize on it in practice.
They were just talking about practice. They weren't talking about the game.
Oh, it's just, so you just use it in practice, but not in the game.
Yeah. That's for practice.
Well, that makes sense, because
when we get out here in the game and we gonna try that shit, and when it don't work, we just gonna do what the fuck we want to do. Because
just do.
They ain't gonna work.
Go back to street ball. Just street ball it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
That's what happened when you got undisciplined teams. Not good coaching ain't good, and really what it is, I think, is especially like you see it on a night like tonight, right? Let's say they gave them some effective things to do or told them some of the right things to do, right? Defensively. Mm-hmm. The message is stale, though. It's not landing. Like when you're tired, your legs are heavy. You don't have the same amount of energy. Man, your body's going to go back to the default of what it knows, and that's the losing ways of Willie Green. And we don't have a coach on the sideline right now. We don't have assistants that can reinforce a message opposite of that, that can get through to them to help you get that extra energy or that extra boost or that extra mental focus that you're capable of that needs to be pulled out of you because you don't feel like you have it. And I need a coach or somebody on the side to help elevate me, to help give me that extra boost. And these guys are not capable of that. Maybe some of them are capable of that on other teams because the players are so familiar with them. And they're so familiar with the players, after a while, it's just stale. It's just like the same message, the same way all the time. And it's kind of hard for them to buy in because when they did buy in before and, was doing all that damn losing, just human nature, man, just go to a default setting. Like, here we go again. And that's really what I think it is. Now, on the rookies, no excuse for the rookies. And, it's always hard for the younger guys to kind of get their footing, especially defensively. That every young player that's coming to the NBA has had issues defensively the first year. It's just normal. But, the vets, man, they set in their ways. We've been losers for a while now, man. It's going on 3 years. We've just been perpetual losers. And it takes its toll, man. And you're hearing the same message from loser coaches. So you need a shakeup. I think DeJounte provided that, for our little 4-1 run. Does a lot of that. I think is hearing that different voice of DeJounte. He's challenging Herb Jones in the press conference. I know I said this probably 4 or 5 times at this point now, but just a different energy, right? Somebody who ain't coming with all that. What you call Borrego today? What you say? He too sugary? What you say he was about?
Too flowery.
Too flowery. Yeah. DeJounte is the opposite of that. And he's a point guard, so he knows a lot of what other players are supposed to be doing on the court, and gotta know where they want the ball, this or that. So he has the ability to probably talk to some guys and get through to them. But after the initial newness of that wears off, tonight just looks like kind of where we were before he came to the starting lineup. So not to try to put all that pressure on somebody who only playing 20 minutes a night coming off of Achilles, but kind of at the same time, if they gonna make a run, it's gonna have to be spearheaded by that man because it ain't gonna be Borrego. Zion is he's more of a quiet type of leader and just do his thing. He's not gonna vocalize it. They say Herb is vocal, but I don't hear him talking much. DeAndre is obviously communicating and helping that way. But we need that coach on the court. And DeJounte Murray, man, that's the best option, because expecting Borrego to do anything different, expecting our defensive assistant to go away from the unintelligent switching and the diabolical switching, I don't think it's gonna happen, man. You're gonna see more of the same. You're just gonna have to see players kind of executing that at the highest level that they're capable of due to their abilities.
So it's the adjustments, because when you lose like this, DC, and this will be the last segment. Y'all hit the like button for us, man. We in this thing, man. The share button. Shout out to the fan. Appreciate y'all. PPR and recapping and previewing this upcoming matchup against the Lakers. Usually when you see you number one, your 4-game winning streak snapped, and not in a competitive manner. You were hammered, floored, knocked, just knocked out of there by 20 points tonight. You got hammered, eviscerated. So what is the adjustment? Usually when that happens, you have to make adjustments coming into the next matchup, because make no bones about it, the Pelicans are definitely, as improbable as it may sound, they're locked in on the play-in spot. They want to get to the play-in. What are the adjustments? Now, you made mention of a few things here. You really don't believe that Sadiq Bey will be in the starting lineup. You think that Borrego will run Herb Jones. You're probably right. And in the 5 coming up against the Lakers.
That's if Zion come back, because I think he's gonna come back, but it's
I think
Zion can still be out that game. You know how cautious they be with him sometimes. So.
Right now, but I think he returns. Let's say that he does return. Right. What are the adjustments?
If he come back, they Herb will be in the lineup. I want to be wrong.
But if this the game, 2 things. Number one, what are the adjustments, and how do the veterans respond to losing like this, and to get in the street and getting embarrassed by 20 points in the Clippers building because of poor effort, and many other things? So what are the adjustments? What is the mindset of the veterans coming against the Lakers? Are they going to ratchet this thing up? Are they going to take pride in themselves and make more of a competitive effort to beat the Lakers? How are the Pelicans going to respond to getting beat down by 20 by the Clippers?
I definitely think we're gonna see a way better effort, but I don't know if that's enough. That's why I was telling you when you was talking, and I'm like, the old try hard energy shit. It works, but only for so long. That's not sustainable, man. You have to have strategy and intelligent adjustments being made real time to combat and deal with what you're seeing in front of you. So I think they're gonna go out there and they're gonna give a better effort, because they've shown that they're capable of doing that. They've shown that they can get beat like that, blowed out, and then come back and put an excellent performance together. They did that against Milwaukee, right? But that ain't always enough to win. We've seen them do that multiple times this year and still lose the game. So the adjustments that they need to make are the same adjustments they needed to make all year that we've seen them not make. So to me, it boils down to the lineups. That's why I said what I said. To give ourselves a shot, we have to be able to compete offensively with our starting unit, to not get behind the 8 ball the way we did against the Clippers tonight. And you think, our bench has been playing good. Let's see if the bench is going to bail them out, which they kind of did for a while in this game. And, in the second quarter, they had a phenomenal comeback, man. To end the half was 70 points and cut 19 or 18 point deficit in the first half. And they cut it all the way down to 6. They came out in the third quarter and made it a 2-point game, and then they just fell apart. over the course of the game due to some of it. We can't act like these guys are not fatigued, and the Clippers didn't have a back-to-back the prior night, but still, this is a normal thing in the NBA.
Right.
And they didn't handle their business, being able to adapt later in the game to continue what they found to be able to incite that comeback. And the Clippers went back to exactly what they were doing in the first quarter and built the lead all the way back up. So it's like, man, good coaching and good strategies and good adjustments. You typically don't see a team come back from such a large deficit and then they lose by more than the large deficit that they came back from. That's not normal, man. And some of it is fatigue, some of it is the players not executing it, but this has been going on all year. So to me, it definitely falls on coaching, and I don't think we have the best staff to be able to adjust to things real time. So the adjustments mostly have to be on the players and the combination of players that you play together. Because strategically, if we do come out, let's say you're gonna say, okay, well, you get the ball out of Luka's hand, allow Luka to be a facilitator, and that's the game plan, right? Well, when that shit, if it does go left, right, we don't have the ability to be able to adjust and come up with a different strategy. At that point, we'll just fail miserably.
I mean, what I seen tonight from the Pels, they did match that intensity and went past it. That's how they were able to cut that lead down, in the third. But what happened was the Clippers they ratcheted up and went past it. And they started out hustling the Pelicans. They started beating them on the offensive glass and second chance rebounds and points.
Way smaller team than us.
That's what I'm saying. That's the ebbs and flows of the game that you got to have heart to play in. Like that's the temperament of the game. When you have to meet a team's physicality and energy and surpass it. And then when they go up another level, you have to then go up another level to match them. And that didn't happen in this game. That's how you get close from getting a large deficit. You chop it down, and then you get blown out on the back end, by, like you were saying, by which you was down the first time around. Not matching the energy, not matching the physicality, as well as the intelligence should be at the top of that thing. Because all of to cut them down, we got to know what they're doing and then have the ability to strategically stop it and create stops and then score on the stops and cut this thing down and take their legs from under them. So, I mean, you got to look at Ty Lue and his coaching acumen, just knowing how to beat what the Pelicans had going on. So it's going to be interesting, man, for the rest of this year, man, because you're going to come across teams like the Lakers that are teams that are going to be trying to compete for a playoff appearance, and the Pelicans have to match. They're going to have to match, and like you said, you don't think they have the proper tools to be able to do it at the coaching level. It's just really intriguing that we'll have all of these expensive players available to us, and these guys don't even know how to use them. That's the craziest part about what's the purpose of having a Zion or a Jordan Poole or a DeJounte Murray? I'm talking about players that make $30 million a season. Zion make, $40-something million this year. You got $30 million plus from Poole, $30+ million from DeJounte Murray, almost $30 from Trey. We talking about $30 million dollar players a season, and they have to be a part of your game plan if you're trying to do anything. It's a reason why they're making that kind of money. The man that you have to play these guys, you have to figure out and be organized in your lineups. You can't be all over the place with these lineups. I know you love your boy. What's his name? McGowans. I know you love McGowans.
Wait, hold on. What?
You love McGowans.
Oh, you talking about Borrego?
Borrego love McGowans, boy. He swear by McGowans. He'll put McGowans out there and leave Poole on the bench. And I understand you love McGowans.
McGowans is like, he has a limit, man. It's like, you trying to take your family sedan to Home Depot and load it up with all type of wood and plywood and all type of shit. You can do that, to a certain extent, but at a certain point, man, you know, the weight is too heavy, and it don't
I'm just
handle the
saying.
same. It don't dry the
Right.
same.
I'm
You
just
might be
saying, bro.
breaking some parts and shit on
It's
it.
a
Like,
difference that you paying for one versus the other, and it's a justified reason why you're giving up that so much for one. I'm saying that whatever you're gonna do, you gotta have these price players there because it's a certain thing that you want to get value on players. You want to get the value. You got to get your value on the players.
It's a reason we paying that man what we paying him, man.
Right.
Can't try to use him like he's some.
Like he a spare
He's
player.
he's not a spot starter. It's
It's
like every
crazy
time
shit. It's
we
crazy.
put Bryce McGowan's in the starting lineup, I'm like, man, that should have been Jordan Poole.
No, but Jay Black, he was not hurt, bro. He was a DMP tonight. He was not hurt.
Poole ain't been hurt since like probably a month or two before the All-Star break, bro. They just been DMPing him a lot.
Right. He was a DMP tonight. He was not hurt.
And it don't make sense. The dude that can score the way he can and he can get hot the way he can, I could deal with you putting him out there for 10 minutes and like, okay, Jordan ain't got it tonight and sit him down. At least that would be understandable. But to just not play him at all, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And it's on a back-to-back, and we know, like, the night before, he probably only played 10 to 15 minutes if that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like knowing
when you play.
It's like right. It's like knowing how to use your depth. DC, if you got a deep team like the Pelicans have, like we can go 11 deep if we need to. But
we could have had a 3-guard lineup tonight. Like,
yeah,
at some point it wouldn't have been too crazy. We wasn't playing no defense anyway.
Right. Yeah, everybody was sucking anyway. So, but yeah, that's the point, man. It's like, man, dude, until we get that figured out, man, we're not gonna have no steady success on anything, man.
It was only 4 minutes. But they played Jordan Hawkins and Michael P.
That's right. They gave Hawkins and PV minutes. And none of the reporters asked the questions.
The game was out of reach, though.
But DC, none of the reporters asked, what's up with Jordan Poole? Why didn't he get any minutes tonight?
They just went there to the kissing the ass of the young.
I just hate that, man.
It's like, man, we just lost. I don't want to hear that shit right now. Ask him that tomorrow at practice. I don't want to hear that right now after the game. Just lost.
That press conference did not sound like a coach that got his brains beat in 137 to 117 on the road. That didn't sound like that. There was no upsetness. There was no upset. It was no upsetness. There was no anger. Usually it's some frustration. Like, man, listen, man, we got to do it better. We got this. It's no sense of urgency, no sense of seriousness about attention to detail and what we need to do, because we got an important situation in hand. We upset up here at 19-43. We can't afford to lose any more games. We've lost all the games we can lose. If we're trying to do something, we got to lock in and win. It's just that serious. It's none of that. That's none of that. That's why I said, man, this guy here, that's why I was saying to the fam, man, you want to have a coach that's pissed off, not one sitting up here congratulating players and they just got their brains beat in 137 to 117. No, I want somebody that just want to be upset and frustrated by the fact that you didn't do your damn job as a collective. And none of the players that you congratulating and giving accolades to will you go and ask them about that. They're going to shoot that shit down and say, man, that was cool, but we didn't win the game. It don't matter. We didn't, if it was in a losing effort, we didn't win the game. It don't fucking matter, man. I appreciate you telling me that, but it doesn't make me feel any better because it came in a loss. It'll feel a lot better if we win as a collective, that individual accolade. It don't matter. So why are you wasting that type of foolish energy when you need to be focused on making these people more serious in the task of bringing more urgency in the building? I don't think they're capable of it. That's the whole point. That's the whole point about this stratagem of this flowery way this man likes to coach. I don't like it. I think we need more of a stern person in there that's more serious about the job at hand. And I sit up here congratulating players after they got their teeth kicked in. I just don't like it. I think it represents weakness. But anyway, DC, last thoughts before we go, bro.
Just to comment on that, I think the way Jay Borrego handles it is weakness to me, because you the coach of this team, man, and I'm gonna go down my way. So if that's truly not in your character to be that type of person, because he come from up under Popovich, right? Can you imagine a reporter asking Popovich about how well two young players played and they just got their teeth kicked in? His response probably would be something like, "Well, they didn't play. They didn't play well enough. We lost."
Right.
It would be something along the lines of that.
Like that.
You know, I mean, he might give him a little comp. You know, yeah, he played well. He did better than but he didn't play well enough. We lost. Borrego just lean all the way into the happy, jolly vibes and shit. And it's like, man, come on. It's got to be some pushback, even on the reporters, of how to frame a proper question from you, or let me just get up off the podium without saying much, because I ain't about to be up here, you know, with all this praise and admiration, and we got our ass kicked. It wasn't the young guy's fault, obviously, but he did talk about Derek Queen's defense, which he didn't play well defensively tonight. He ain't played well defensively for a while, but like you said, the whole team don't play good defensively.
I mean, yeah.
So we can't put it all on Derek Queen because it's not all his fault. But yeah, man, just what you see in these press conferences it's the same. Like Willie gone, but the spirit of Willie Green is still here, Q.
Yeah.
The spirit of Willie Green has never left. Well, I can't even say this building because we wasn't at home. They on the road, so that shit, the spirit of Willie Green on the bus and everything. Shit ain't left, man. Gotta do an exorcism after the season, bro.
Oh, we will. It's called a fire and it's pink slip. I mean, every week we gonna clean out the building and burn sage every damn way and run all that out of it. I promise you that much, man. And it'll be one of the most important moments of Pelican history once we get this done, because it'll mean that we have a clean slate from a coaching perspective. We don't have lag on coaches from previous regimes that's been lagging about. That means we can get rid of a lot of these guys, clear out, and start all over again, man. It's the last portion of the team that we haven't touched is the head coaching staff. So this will be instrumental. But we got more games left, about 20 games left on the docket, fam. Next one is up Tuesday. PPR will return for the recap of the matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers on Tuesday. Of course, we got a couple of 3 games this upcoming week. As we start off, today is March the 1st. For the fam, we out of February. We're in March, man. So then this March slate of games are on. We getting closer and closer to the end of the season, man. March Madness is here, man. So we'll see how that all looks as well. But anyway, that's all we got for y'all. Y'all do us a service, man, by hitting the like button, man, hitting the subscribe button. Check out the merch, man, in this PPR store here on YouTube. Check out the latest merch. We have several different new designs for the PPR fam. Y'all check that out. That helps out the stream. Also, you can become a member of the show. That helps power up and keep, us providing great content on our Pelicans, man, as well. Share the show. Like, if you're not a sub up, man, hit that subscribe button and join PPR. If you're a sub, share the show. It helps us out that way as well. So with that being said, me and DC, we're going to holler at you on Tuesday, man. Appreciate y'all, family. Y'all have a good start of y'all week. Much love. Peace and go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican. and I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly die, I'm a pelican forever, pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a pelican forever, pelican forever.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the WhoDatDaily.com, your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.